Welcome to the video prompt for the second School Improvement Council discussion. This month you will be evaluating your school improvement interventions. My name is Sue Reynolds and I'm president of the American Student Achievement Institute, home of the School Improvement Institute. So let's begin just with a quick overview of the year. In the first semester, our focus is on implementing the interventions that are in your school improvement plan. So in September, you kicked off the interventions, and then this month we want to evaluate them to see how they're going. So September, you kicked off, and December, we're evaluating the interventions. Then in the second semester, we're going to focus on updating your school improvement plan so that it becomes your 2017-2018 school improvement plan. So in January, we'll update your goals. In February, we'll update your root causes. In March, the interventions. And then in April and May, we'll look at preparing the interventions so that they're ready to implement beginning next school year. So again, today's discussion is on a mid-year intervention evaluation. So today you will be looking at 3 questions. For each of your interventions, we want to know, is the intervention being fully implemented? And what makes us think that? Is it just a hunch? Are we seeing data? Are we observing something? How do we know that it's being fully implemented? Second question is each of your interventions having the desired impact on the root causes that were the intervention targets? Remember, each intervention was designed to address something that you believed was getting in the way of learning in your school or community. So is the intervention having an impact on those things that are getting in the way? And again, how do you know? Is it from observation? Is it from data? Is it a hunch? How do you know? And then finally, for each of your interventions, what in-flight adjustments are needed, if any, to assure that the intervention is implemented fully and with integrity? So it's not uncommon to need to tweak an intervention a little bit after we get it started. And that's really what we're looking for this month, is how are those interventions going? Are they being successful? And then where do we need to tweak them? Some of you will be participating in this discussion in a face-to-face meeting, and you'll just discuss with each other each of those 3 questions for each intervention. And others of you are participating in an online discussion. If you're discussing online, right below the video that you're watching right now is the set of those 3 questions, and you'll see that those 3 questions appear for each of the interventions. So on the screen right now, you're seeing kind of an example of that, where for this school, intervention 1 was the 7th grade ratios unit, and then down below that section, I start to see the questions. So, okay. So to help you talk about and think about each of the interventions, your steering team has given you 2 different reports. One report is the root cause intervention crosswalk. And I just want to show you how this report is set up. In the left column, you have the names of the interventions that are in your school, that are in your school improvement plan and being implemented in your school. So if I look at 7th grade ratios unit, that was one intervention. The things at the top here are the root causes. So this is really why you're doing this intervention. In this case, I can see that the root causes that ratios are not being taught if I go down below the table, I can find the rest of that statement. Ratios are not taught in the 7th grade math curriculum. And then I also have a check on number 3. Students needing extra help for ratios have not been identified. So you all, the council last year and your steering team, decided that if you did this 7th grade math unit on ratios, that would impact both of these root causes or areas of concern. So another way to think about it, and really why we want you to look at this report, is that if this intervention doesn't get implemented fully or with integrity, then you will not be addressing these things that are getting in the way of learning. So it's really important that each of your interventions gets implemented very well so that you can start to impact your root causes. Okay, so that's one report that you can look at. It explains to you why each of your interventions is important. And then if you want to learn more about one of your interventions, you've also been given a copy of your intervention titles and descriptions. So this just talks to you about, this just gives you the title of the intervention and then a brief description of what's going to happen, uh, what the intervention is all about. So, okay, so you have those two reports. So what we'd like you to do is to pause the video, and then for each one of the interventions, please have a discussion either online or face-to-face, and our preferred method is face-to-face, and we know that most of you are face-to-face. So what we want to do is just throw out one of the intervention titles and then just discuss these three questions about each intervention. Is the intervention being fully implemented? Is it having the desired impact? Do we need to make in-flight adjustments? One other thing, your student body has participated in a similar discussion about 3, 4, maybe 5 of the interventions, and your steering team will be letting you know if the students saw any evidence that the intervention was being implemented or if it had the desired impact. So you'll have that information that your steering team members will bring into the discussion as well. So, okay, I'll leave this slide up and you'll just hit pause and we'll go from there. So thank you very much for participating in this month's discussion. Hope everybody has a wonderful holiday, and we'll see you in January where we'll talk about our updating our goals as we start to create our 2017-18 school improvement plan. Thank you, everyone.